and welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm showing you my highlight and contour routine. I'm really breaking down all of the steps, which products I use, where I place it, why, which tools to use. I wanted to create a beginner contour foundation routine video for all of you guys out there, especially my friends and my mom that always have questions on highlight and contour and want some steps and pointers. I'm pretty sure this video is going to be a long one, so go ahead and grab your coffee, grab all of your makeup, and just sit down and relax and let's highlight and contour it together. I'll have all of the products that I use in the description box below. So if you guys want any full-on videos of any of the topics that I missed today or that I talked about over on my blog post, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to create a full video maybe on eyeshadow techniques, smoky eye, liner for hooded eyelids, or just applying lashes. Let me know because I'd love to film a video for you guys. But yeah, this video was so fun to make because when I first started with makeup, highlighting and contouring was that one thing that I just couldn't do. But with enough practice and then just learning what products worked for me and where to place them, it became second nature, and now I can highlight and contour in literally 10 minutes. But I love the way that it looks. It makes your skin glow and it looks so natural and fresh. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free and helps me out a lot. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That lets me know that if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this from me. And without further ado, let's get started. So I've already applied my moisturizer and I let that sink into my face. That is a good start in any foundation routine. I always start with a clean and moisturized face, and then I'm going to move over to primer. So I use 3 different types of primers, and I really think it makes a big difference in the way that your makeup looks and feels. So I always start off with a spray primer, and this is the Pixi Glow Mist. It has propolis and argan oil. So I go ahead and shake this up, and then I go ahead and spray this all over my face. And then I'm going to use 2 different types of cream primers. So the first one is this Bare Minerals Prime Time Primer. This is just an overall good primer for your foundation, and this is in the original formula. I think they have the oil-free one, and I'm not sure if they have a moisturizing one, but I am oily combination skin. I get really dry in the perimeter of my face and really oily right here, so I think this just does a really good job at making my makeup last a little bit longer and making my foundation look more natural or skin tone, skin texture type. And as you can see, I hope you can see, it's just a clear primer, so it doesn't leave a white cast that some primers do, and you can see that underneath your foundation. It just looks weird if it dries. This one's more silicone based, so I think it just glides on really smoothly and it makes your makeup glide on smoothly too. The next primer that I apply is this one by Pixi, and this is their Flawless Beauty Primer. This one is colored. It gives you a nice rosy glow, and for this one I'll either use this or my MAC Strobe Cream, but the purpose of this primer is just to give you that nice glow underneath your foundation. So I apply this to the high parts of my face, anywhere that I would apply highlighter. And can you see how glowy and dewy my face looks? I think it looks very healthy and very radiant. So after I apply a primer, I usually like that to sit on for about 2 to 3 minutes, even upwards to 5. I really want that to get right into my skin and get a little bit tacky, and when you feel that prime time get tacky, that's how you know that your foundation is going to stick to your face and last on for a while. And the good thing about primer, it's like that barrier between your skin and your makeup, so you're not putting makeup directly on top of your face, especially the areas that you get oily or maybe you have dry patches. It creates a barrier so your makeup goes on smoothly, but then also you don't have to worry about it settling into your pores because you have that primer on to protect your pores from all of that makeup. Okay, so the primer feels nice and tacky, and I'm ready to apply my foundation. So for today, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Foundation, and this is in the color 450. This is a matte foundation. I use either a dewy finish foundation or a matte finish foundation interchangeably. This one also is medium to full coverage. It's medium coverage on your first application, and if you apply a second layer, it builds up to a full coverage foundation. I really like this foundation, and I think it is a good shade range. It will seem a little bit orange on the camera, but in person it's not orange. But don't worry, we're going to do a full contour and highlight routine, so we're going to blend out all of the shades together so it won't look so orange afterwards. So the way that I like to apply my foundations, I have kind of like two different types of methods. My favorite method is to use a beauty blender or any type of beauty sponge. This one right here is the actual beauty blender that you can get from Sephora. I think you can get it on online, and it gives you a nice airbrush finish. I also like to apply my foundations using a brush. My two favorite brushes at the moment for foundation are these two. I have this more flat top kabuki brush from BH Cosmetics that I got in a big set, and then I have this buffing brush from Real Techniques. I like both of these. The flat top brush, because it's duo fiber, it gives me that nice airbrush finish similar to what a beauty blender will give, but it's in a brush. And then this one, the buffing brush, applies the foundation on more densely, so it gives me that full coverage look. And sometimes I can get brush strokes, but I know if I apply this, I don't have to use a second pump where it just applies the makeup on so evenly for me. And then I'll go back in with a beauty blender and just blend that out. But for today's video, I'm going to use my beauty blender. So I have one little pump here, which should be good for the lower half of my face. I might have to go in with another pump. And then using the bottom part of the beauty blender, I just take it in my hand like this and just pounce the foundation all over my face. So now it's time to highlight and contour. And for today, since I used the Fenty foundation, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Matchsticks. So I'm in the color Suede, and then for highlight, and then for contour, I am in the shade Espresso. And for highlight, I like to apply it in the center of my face and anywhere that I want to be lifted up, because foundation will make you look very flat and very 1D. So contour and highlight is supposed to bring and pop out the dimensions of your face. For highlight, I like to bring it out to the center of my forehead, and just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. Then I like to highlight the tip of my nose. So this is everywhere that I like to put my highlight, so in the center of my face, just to make all of those features pop out. And then I like to go in and apply my contour. So again, this is Espresso, which is a really nice brown shade. And I didn't show you the highlight, so let me go ahead and show you that. So for contour, I like to add this shadow and definition to my face. So I like to add it in the hollows of my cheekbones. So basically right where I applied that highlight shade, right above that. Also like to apply this underneath my lips to make them look more pouty. On the sides of my face, and then I like to put a little bit on the sides of my nose. To blend that in, I like to use a couple of different brushes and also my beauty sponge. For highlight, I'm going to use my beauty blender, and then for the contour, I'm going to use this angled sponge from Real Techniques. So I'm just going to take the sponge and just blend that out underneath my eye. For the sides of my face, I like to bring that highlight down and blend it towards the jawline. For the contour, I'm going to use this angled brush, and then I'm going to blend that cream contour up. Then I'm going to take these sides of the brush and just blend out that nose contour. Alright, so as you can see, with that highlight and contour, I really just brought out the shadows and the high points of my face. So after you applied your cream and your wet products, you're going to want to set that down with powders. So the first powder that I like to use is this one by Mercier. This is their translucent pressed powder. It does an excellent job at setting down all of the products you put on your face while giving you a very smooth and velvet-like texture. I feel like it doesn't settle on my fine lines, it doesn't look cakey, it makes my makeup look great all day. And the best thing about it is that it doesn't give you any flashback, which is that white cast you can get with flash photography. So if you're going out, you want to take lots of pictures, this is excellent. And that's why you see all the girls on YouTube use it, because it's so great. So there's multiple ways to apply your setting powder. I've seen girls use their beauty blender, so you just dip it in and pat it onto your face. I don't like the way that that looks on me. I'm not a big baker or anything like that. This brush came from BH Cosmetics. I like the tapered point so I can get into the small areas of my face. And it just looks great. The reason why you should set the cream and the wet products is because it can settle into your face. Even though you put primer on, you can have smile lines or under eye lines, and this kind of prevents it from settling. So immediately after you put your cream and your foundation on, you'll want to go ahead and set your face. So I'm going to take my brush and just dip it into the powder, tap off the excess, and I have like a nice even coat on my brush. And I'm just going to place this underneath my eye. So around here, and then the center of my forehead. So what I like to do is I like to take that translucent powder and set it everywhere that I put that highlight or that concealer. And then I like to take a contour and a bronzer and place that everywhere that I place that cream contour. So if you watched my channel, you know that I am obsessed with this pressed powder by Radiance. This is their pressed powder in the color Ebony. You can get this from Target. I think some beauty supply stores have it. But I love this as a contour color. So I like this brush right here that is from BH Cosmetics. So I like to just dip it into this pressed powder and place it everywhere that I place that contour color. Then for my nose, I like to take this brush right here from BH Cosmetics. I love how small it is. I'm going to dip it into this color again and apply that to my nose. And this is really going to just contour that nose. And I apply a very light hand because I don't want it to look too harsh. And I'm kind of shaping my nose off and giving it some definition, so in pictures it doesn't look so flat. Once I applied that color, I like to go in with some more translucent powder, this time on a smaller brush, and just clean up underneath my contour. So that way that line looks sharp and nice. Again, if you watch this channel, you'll know that I am obsessed with this bronzer. This is the CoverGirl Queen Collection Ebony Bronze Bronzer, and I put this on the perimeters of my face. So I love this angled brush right here, again from BH Cosmetics. I'm not being very precise with this. I'm gonna go ahead with a large brush and then this pressed powder by MAC, and this is their mineralized skin finish, and this is in the shade Deep Dark. I'm going with this big brush right here. I'm gonna brush this all over my face to just blend everything together. I'm just blending it in like little circles. So then next step I love to do is to apply highlighter, and this is just one of my favorite parts as well. This is just going to add some shine and shimmer to your face, and when the sun hits you or when the light hits you, you're going to be like bang, bang, pop, pop, pop. So Fenty has these matchsticks that are highlighting sticks, and I love this one. This is in the color Cinnamon. It's like a rose gold shade. But then I also really love powder highlights, and I love the ones by Becca. Becca has to have my favorite highlighters of life. Like, I absolutely love their highlighters. This one right here is called Topaz, which I think is the most gorgeous golden color. So I'm just going to dip a little bit of it in the product, tap off the excess. And for the highlight, you want to apply this anywhere where the light will naturally hit you and just glow. So not, of course, where you place that contour, because that's the shadows of your face. I'm going to apply this to the top of my cheekbones, as well as a little bit on my brow bone, a little bit on my nose, my Cupid's bow, and then sometimes a little bit on the high points of my forehead, just to give me that nice glow. So again, I'm just going to dip it into this powder and just start with a tiny layer. And what I love is this C shape, because naturally I have some glow going on where the sun hits me or the lights hit me. I have my studio lights. So I'm just going to apply like that, and then just build it up, blend it out. So this is the finished look. I think it looks really nice and dewy and natural. I think the skin looks great. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.